What's up, guys? Saw my buddy Dylan on Southern Living TV do a live stream yesterday, and it kind of got me thinking. I've never done one before, so I was gonna do a live stream Q&A if I get anybody in here. Um, yeah. So just talking about anxiety, DP, uh, DR, whatever. If you got questions, ask them, and I will try to answer them. But one thing I talked about in a video the other day was the importance of how you start your day. How you start your day is definitely a very important thing. Um, you know, food within 30 minutes of waking up, jump up, get you some exercise. Don't lay around in bed looking at Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat or whatever. Go ahead and hop up and get your feet on the floor, take a shower, whatever you got to do first thing in the morning to wake up and get out of bed. But I found that if I lay in bed for too long, those thoughts start swirling. You start worrying. You start thinking about, just what's going on and how bad it is and all that stuff instead of starting a productive day. So you definitely want to get straight out of bed when you wake up in the mornings and get something to eat. Doesn't have to be a lot, just enough to get you started to where you don't start running off adrenaline and instantly get a even on a low level more anxious start to your day. So you got to eat. I like to eat just a little something and then get some good exercise. I like to do cardio in the morning. I like to lift at night, but definitely with something. It doesn't have to be. It can be whatever. Just a solid 30 minutes to an hour of working out as soon as you wake up. Um, and good foods for the morning. Don't start off your morning with coffee. You have anxiety and DP. It's just not a good idea. All that extra caffeine is just liquid stress. Um, but the all the it's just liquid stress, and you definitely don't want to start off coffee. Just start off hot tea, water, whatever. Good food, yogurt, some protein, some complex carbs, all that kind of good stuff. Um, Susan Greenside. Uh, yeah, you definitely want to distance yourself from reading too much about it. Like I said, frantic research is a bad thing. I've said that in a lot of my videos. Um, you just want to live your life and put this as far out of it as you can. I know you think about it sometimes. You're like, oh, I feel weird, but like you gotta definitely say, this is just anxiety and move on about your day. Don't give DP don't give it a title because it's not DP alone. It's an offshoot of anxiety. So you'll be like, oh, I'm feeling anxious today. Get your anxiety under control, and it will definitely help um, get your DP under control and knock it out of the park. You you definitely want to stay distant though and stay busy. Staying busy is one of the best things. I found stay busy and don't stay isolated. Be around people. Don't stay at home too much. I mean I still do that sometimes where I have a bad day and I just stay home too much. And I when it was at its worst, I definitely stayed home too much as well. But you got to get out there because it's a never ending cycle. People are always saying, oh, I can't get out there and do this. So this is how I put it. You feel bad and you feel weird and you feel detached and you stay home or you stay to yourself, stay isolated. But the more you stay home and stay isolated, the weirder you feel. But when you feel weirder, all you want to do is stay home. So it's like a never ending cycle of round and round and round. Uh, and it's the same thing with your thoughts. Once you convince yourself somehow because our minds get so sticky with thoughts, with bad thoughts and stuff. When you have DP or anxiety, that kind of pure O kind of loop thoughts where they just keep coming around and round and around. You have to go and face whatever those fears are, whatever those fear thoughts are arising. You got to do something to break that cycle. And I know they keep playing over and over. And once you convince yourself of something, it's like for some reason you think that's how it is, and that it's not. It's almost like how before you had DP or really bad anxiety, you would just think about things normally and stuff like that, and you'd think about going to the mall and whatever. And now for some reason, whenever you think about mall, all you can think about is having a panic attack. And now you automatically associate the mall with a panic attack, so you don't even think about going there. Well, you have to go and face that and not and have panic or whatever, and you have to get over that fear. So you just start associating the mall with the mall, and not with fear or panic. Um, you have to break those puro loops. Yeah, it is hard. It is hard to go. It is hard to go to get back to work for sure, especially going from worse to people. People think it's easier just to stay home or whatever and not go to work. But from personal experience, I'll tell you when this first started happening to me, and I've had my ups and downs with it, where it's gotten bad again, it's gotten worse just because I didn't fully understand what was going on with me. But the faster, even when it's at its worst, the faster you get back into working and putting yourself out there. Even if you're feeling at your worst, throw yourself back into the game, because and have a little faith, whether it's you're religious or whether it's just in yourself or the universe or whatever. Have a little faith and throw yourself back into it, because the faster you throw yourself back into it, the faster you're going to get better. You may still have a bad day every now and then. Everybody has bad days. Normal people, not saying you're not normal, but normal people have bad days too. Everybody does. And, but the more you learn to live with the fear and not be afraid of the fear, the better off you'll be. Where was I at earlier? Oh yeah, mornings. Mornings, you got to get up. You got to get up and put your feet on the floor. Don't lay in bed. Hop up, food, exercise, then start your day. If you got to wake up earlier to do so, then you got to wake up earlier to do so. But you got to get moving, and get that heart rate up, and get some of that excess adrenaline worn off through exercise. And it's people don't understand how incredibly important getting daily exercise is. We are not meant to be sedentary creatures. We're not meant to sit around. Um, it's definitely not good for us to just sit around and not get exercise. You need to be getting exercise every single day, at the start of every day, whether it's push-ups or running or whatever it is. But 30 minutes to an hour of exercise, hardcore, every morning. Or, I like to start out in the morning and do it, and then lift weights in the evening. Sometimes I like to get my cardio in the morning, but just something, because that's automatically just going to make you less reactive to stress throughout the rest of the day, because it's going to just release those endorphins and calm your nerves, and just get a little bit of it knocked out. But other topics I can think of. Hmm. Oh, here's a big one. A lot of people, when they get so isolated from DP, all they want to do is stare at their phone. I'm just as guilty of this as anybody. I'm trying to work on it too. Is you get isolated. All you want to do is stare at your phone and scroll through Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat or whatever, or watch TV, and you're constantly glued to a screen. Throw that shit out of the window. Like, if it's possible for you to have, as you want to stop taking in so much information, because whether you realize it or not, when you're scrolling through Instagram, taking in all that information, Facebook, whatever, TV, it's chaos on your mind. It's so hard for your mind to keep up and to keep it keep it straight. And when your mind's already worn out, like it is when you have DP, it only makes it worse. So stay off the smartphones, stay off the apps, stay off the TV. Literally, if you can, try going 2 weeks without watching TV. Read a book. I know this sounds terribly annoying and not amusing because when I was younger, I didn't watch much TV and stuff like that. But as I've gotten older, I've fallen into what this generation does and started watching more TV and all that kind of crap. But try not to watch TV and get on Instagram or Facebook, whatever. Set yourself a goal, not do it for 2 weeks. And when you're at home, if you're bored, whatever, pick up a book and read it. But something to where you just are not in such a chaotic environment. Hell, go camping for 2 weeks if you don't have work or if you can do whatever. But just do something to declutter your mind. Just be, if that makes sense. Stop falling into the world of I have to be doing something all the time. Oh, I'm so bored, this and that. I mean, when you don't have any, not having stuff to do is healthy. It gives your mind time to recharge, and that's something today's generation doesn't really understand because the second they get bored, that phone comes out. So they always have something to do. They're never ever bored. Their minds never have time to recharge, and to chill out. So I think that's incredibly important, especially for people with anxiety, DP. Stop forcing so much information and stuff into your mind because whether you realize it or not, all that information you're looking at and doing it's being processed and you're just wearing your brain out. So pick up a book, sit on the porch, watch the nature outside, you know, birds, bees, squirrels. If you live in a big city and you don't have that, watch people. I don't, not like a weird way, but just people watch. Do something that doesn't involve looking at a screen and scrolling. Something where you have to be present in the environment around you that keeps you out of your head and it keeps you from taking in so much information that you're just absolutely destroying your brain. And I mean, you definitely need to give it a break. And meditation is a huge one too. It doesn't have to be like some Buddhist meditation, listening to this and that and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't even have to be. It just be literally where you sit back and disconnect from your thoughts and just be. Whether you're listening to your breath or staring at a wall for 20 to 30 minutes a day or 15 minutes twice a day or whatever, just be. Um, I can't tell you how much. Let's see. Tyler Walter, what's going on, man? Yes, that feeling as if you're not there, man. It's because you're people people take the DP as a negative, and it does suck. It's terrible, but DP is there for a reason. It's there to protect you. Your body has sensed that you are in so much under so much stress or danger or whatever that it's literally numbed you. It's numbed your emotions. It's numbed your senses. So a lot of it feels like you're not there. I understand that 100%. Um, it somebody else just left a comment. It definitely it definitely feels like you're not there, man, because it numbs your senses so badly that the things around you, it feels like you can't feel energy almost. I don't know how to put it in a way where it'll make sense, but you know what I mean. If you're sitting there saying it, you understand that it feels like you're numb. It feels like even when you're standing in a room full of people, it feels like you can't feel them. If that makes sense, because it's numbed your senses. It's numbed your emotions. You should check out my video on no emotions, depersonalization, and excuse me. But that one talks about, it has like the two bubbles talking about how memories, half of them are, half of it's visual, half of it's emotional. And when you look at something you normally know and it feels alien, it's because you're only getting the visual, you're not getting the emotional. But yes, it definitely feels, you definitely feel numb. The and it's super numb, man. It's, and the more, I don't know if you experience this or not, but I know when I was, mine was at its height, when I'd go out to do something or something, when the more anxiety ridden situations you put yourself in, like if you go out and about and you're around people and you're in a situation where there's more, um, where you're out and about, the more situations you get into where you're actually anxious, the more numb you feel. And that should prove to you right there that's your body numbing you to feel less pain, or less stress, or whatever you want to call it, because it thinks, because of what you've told it for so long. Um, yeah, DP self help is, can be definitely a trap. A lot of the people on there don't know what they're talking about, or a lot of them are super negative, or, oh, you'll never get better, this and that crap, and they're all full of shit. Don't listen to them. There's a lot of negative people. Um, During this, you have to be as positive as you can be. I like listening to reggae music when I get all down because for some reason it makes me feel like I'm at the beach. Makes me feel good. But the numb stuff, yeah, I 100% know what you're saying, and it's just your body, your mind numbing itself to feel less pain. But you have to feel the pain and go through it multiple times in order for your body to understand this is not going to hurt me, and this is going to, this is just from me. Um, this is just from my body numbing itself, and the more you do it, the more your amygdala will understand, well, I keep doing this and nothing happens, so there's no reason for me to numb myself. And that's depersonalization altogether. And panic, you said you're having problems with panic, man. You have to force this sounds totally uh, stupid, and it sounds totally like it would be the opposite of what would help, but the more you force yourself to panic, um, the more you force yourself to panic, and force yourself into the situations that make you panic, um, the better off it'll be. No, it's not. It's going to suck for the first few times. It's going to be terrible. You'll probably cry, curl up in a ball, want to die. But the more you make yourself panic, the more the more you make yourself panic, the more you send a message. And every single time you finish panicking, you're still sitting there in the situation, and you get through your panic attack and you realize, well, I'm still alive. Nothing actually happened. Why did I get so anxious? And all of a sudden, you've reconvinced your mind that there's no reason to panic here. There's no reason to be, scared or whatever. And the more you force yourself to panic, those situations become less scary, and the less you become scared of panic attacks. Because panic attacks are terrifying, but if you look at them the right way, they're they're just adrenaline. It's just excess adrenaline pumped into your body because your body thinks you're about to have to fight something. It's literally your body doing what it's supposed to do. It's not it's not designed to not do that. I mean, that response is the reason humans are still alive. We don't have as much of a place for it today as we do. Hold on just a second. Uh, we don't have much of a place for it today because we're not getting chased around by lions and stuff. But we're not getting chased around by lions and things of that nature. But we definitely still have a place for it, but it's just not, it doesn't seem applicable in today's times, and it is, but it isn't, because we still have things we should be scared of, because without a fear response, oh my god. Hold on, I'm gonna restart a live stream in like 5 minutes, y'all.